Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to paint the Kyosho Beetle body. I went ahead and cut some stuff on the Cricut machine. No, I haven't done a Cricut video. There are a lot of them out there. I just don't know all the ins and outs yet. I was messing with this last night and had a little bit of trouble. But I managed to cut some graphics. We're going to put a bug on a bug. There's a kind of a silhouette of a slam beetle on here. We're going to run some stripes off of that. We've got some VW emblems. I'm not going to paint my logo on it. We're going to let him decide if he wants to put stickers on it. But anyways, let's get the masking, and we'll be painting here shortly. Alright guys, you know how I operate. Changing designs midstream. I pulled that bug silhouette out. It just wasn't working with this scheme, and a bug on bug really wasn't flowing too good. And when I first masked these windows up, I had a concern about these window masks sticking really good. And by changing the design and pulling that black vinyl off, I learned something. I was worried about this leaving glue behind. That black vinyl left a lot of glue behind. It was easy to clean off. A little bit of rubbing alcohol broke it down. But this is Hello Hobby permanent vinyl. I usually use the Cricut permanent vinyl, and it works fine. This Hello Hobby stuff has left all the residue behind, so we're not going to utilize any of these VW emblems that we cut. I do have some masking material, so I'm going to go back and cut some of these out with the masking material, because we are going to still use the VW emblem. I'm going to put it in the center of the tail, the whale tail wing. But all these graphics here I'm going to lay out with fine line tape. We're going to do like a candy blue on the bottom. We're going to fade yellow and white on top, and this will be like an orange and yellow style stripe here. And I threw another one in here we may or may not add, but I think this right here, just a simple 3-tone paint job, is going to look really cool. Alright, we're going to use our FBS 1/16. It's tiny. It's trying to roll itself off of the roll. We're going to lay all this out in the fine line, cover it with tape, cut it out, and then again we're going to tape off these running boards and make them chrome. So we're going to hop back on once we get this lined out, and yeah, we'll be close to painting. Alright guys, we got one side laid out, and I'm just wiping off the China pen so we can get an idea of the graphic. And there's our stripe. This stripe being faded, this with the blue, I think it's going to look pretty cool, pretty simple. Kind of a play off of my bug, where I just got the old school just stripes. We're going to try to keep with that color theme. But yeah, we might maybe add this stripe here I got kind of sketched in. But I'm just not sure. I just don't need a random stripe coming out of nowhere, a different color. Unless we come back and add another one to the front. But yeah, we may take one swoopy here now that I'm looking at it. Maybe intersect these just to add some extra level stripe there. So we're going to hop off, finish this side before we make any more design changes. And yeah, we'll come right back once we got this ready to tape up. And we'll be spraying here shortly. Alright, we got to the masking portion here. I think I'm going to leave it kind of simple. I think we're just going to do it with details. We're not going to add more stripes. So now we just got to simply trace these out on the inside with our X-Acto. This FBS tape is really good because you can see through it, as you can see there. So we'll trim this up. We're going to spray the blue first, and then we'll do the main body color, and then we'll come back and do our graphic. Alright guys, we got everything masked up. I did go back and cut some VWs with masking material. Do not use this Hello Hobby vinyl for masking unless you plan on leaving it forever, because it leaves glue behind. First things first, we're going to paint chrome. We were going to do the blue first, but it was easier to tape that wing out. We're going to do an aluminum wing. A lot of Baja bugs had the polished aluminum wings on the back. So we're going to do the running boards, wing, and chrome, and then we'll proceed with some blue paint, and yeah, let's get to painting. Alright, we got all of our chrome on there. Now we're going to carefully remove this little emblem here. Perfect. Alright, we're ready for some black paint. All right, there's no specific backer for the chrome, so you can use pretty much any black. I like using Wicked Black. I've had good luck with it. The good thing about this chrome, you can mix it with colors. You can make it a like an anodized look. You can actually put candy in it, or like you've seen in the last chrome video, you can put it over candy and give it a kind of an anodized look. But today we're just going for aluminum, and that's the easiest route. All right, there's our V-dub all backed up. We'll probably put one more coat on it. As you can see, it's pretty transparent as a light coat. And then once we get that done, we'll pull this off, and we're going to leave that black in there, and we're going to use that for a drop shadow around this graphic. All right, we got everything unmasked. Cleaned up a few edges with our little cuticle stick that I use in every video because nobody's perfect. We had a couple little areas back here around the spoiler that tried to lift up on the tape, and we had to clean it up. But no big deal, easy enough. But there's our aluminum running boards and polished wing. We're going to leave that same black in there. I'm just going to do a slight drop shadow underneath this graphic here, and then we'll go straight into blue. That's too much. All right, guys, we messed up. So we're going to take it off. Catch it while it's still wet. A little bit of water. And let's try this again. All right, so the water wasn't quite getting it, so, well, it was working, but it was just working kind of slow. So I grabbed some of the 4011 reducer. It does have a little touch of solvent in it, and it's a little bit more aggressive than just using straight water. I think we are good to go. Take a clean towel just to make sure, do the old white glove test, make sure we're not getting any more residue off here. Because I still got a haze of the black marker on the outside that kind of could be deceiving. You think you don't have it clean enough, or you think you do have it clean enough and there's still stuff on the inside, like so. Guys, crisis diverted. I think we're okay. We're going to try that again. Try to stay tight on the graphic and not get crazy with it like that. The airbrush actually burped a little bit, and when it burped, it just sent the paint out. All right, that's what we were going for, just a slight edge. Let's do it again, and come back, we'll start spraying some blue. All right, guys, we got all of our drop shadows on. I went ahead and fogged around the fenders and around the spoiler a little bit, just to add a little depth to it. And I like the look of that candy blue that we put on the chrome body last week, so I mixed up another batch. Anytime you mix the candy 2Os together, there it is. Anytime you're going to use the candy 2O, it's like a 4-to-1 ratio with the 40-50 clear. 4 parts of this and just 1 part of candy. And then get it stirred up really good. If it needs reducer, just a few drops. And then let it set for like 10 or 15 minutes before you use it. Let it do its thing. So while we were fighting that little shadow issue, we had our candy mixed up. So it's ready to go. It's going to take several coats because I want it to be a darker candy blue. And we're going to back it with a metallic silver. We're not going to back it with chrome like we did on the chrome body. So, yeah, let's get to spraying some candy. All right, 1 coat. You got to baby this stuff. You got to put it on light coats. We're going to build that up, probably about 5 or 6 coats actually, just really light coats though. So, we'll get that dry and we'll keep on candying. All right, we got all of our candy sprayed. You can still see through it really good there. That's probably about 6 coats. We just kept building it up, and drying it between coats. And we're going to incorporate a trick that you use on a full-scale car to help you with tri-coat colors, is using a similar base color. We're doing this backwards since we're doing a body. But if you were going to do like a candy blue on a real car, to make it easier on you, because candy blue is probably one of the most difficult real colors to paint, put down a coarse metallic blue first, and then put the candy over that blue. It helps keep with your blotchiness, and if they're in thin and thick spots. So helps eliminate some of the streaks. So we're going to just reverse that process. we put our candy on, 5-6 coats, and then we've got our Wicked aluminum medium, and I mixed it about, I don't know, about 50-50 with some pearl blue. It's a very similar shade of what we're using here on the candy, and we just got a really metallic-y blue here. Same deal, we mixed it up, put a drop of reducer in it, let it sit for about 10 minutes, let it do whatever it's going to do, and we're going to use that as our backer color. This is just another trick you can use to help you help make candy easier, because candy can be difficult. I generally don't spray a whole body candy like we did the Rolaro body. That was risky because larger areas is harder to get even. So I always try to keep it small like we got here, keep it under control, and that's enough talking about it. Let's back it up. All right, there's one coat. You really can't see it till we undo it, but anyways, that makes it a lot easier, a little bit quicker. All right, we got our blue on. We got our blue backed with blue, and we backed the blue with the light coat of that same silver that we mixed in with the blue. Now we're going to do a yellow and a white fade. I got the factory decals here, and there's the yellow. I don't have the car here. If I had the car, I'd try to match the wheels, because that's what we're trying to match. There's our normal Wicked yellow, and you probably won't be able to see this on camera, but it's slightly brighter. And we've got some Wicked yellow with just a few drops of red in it, and we're pretty close to the decal color. So hopefully this matches the wheels. If not, I suggest him looking for those Kyosho metallized wheels. They look like they're aluminum. And there's also a company in South Korea that makes really cool aluminum wheels for this car. So that would look pretty awesome with this paint job. But yeah, next we're going to do a yellow fade. We're going to fade around this graphic, around the nose. I cut out some OG Kyosho, the swooshy stripe thing, and I put a drop shadow on it. And I created the drop shadow on the Cricut machine just by doing the outline, then grabbing the logo itself and scooching it up. That's how I got the drop shadow. I hadn't figured out all the tricks on the Cricut machine yet, but I learned that one last night just by pushing buttons and accidentally moving it. All right, there's one. This is going to take a couple because yellow doesn't cover very well. It's probably going to take at least 3 to 4 coats to get it to the rich color around the edges, and that's our main goal, is to try to mimic that yellow on the graphic, on the decals. So let me hop off and we'll finish putting this yellow on, and we'll come back and spray the white. All right, we got all of our yellow on. It's kind of a gradient fade there. Just the very edges are the reddish color. Like I said, the more yellow you get on, the darker it'll get, just like candy. We had a little bit of overspray out here, and we just took a clean. This is a roll of microfibers. This is a brand new clean one. And we used it kind of like a tack rag and wiped away some of the dust. Some people call them ghost farts. When you're static, kind of makes your paint travel a little bit further than you want it to. And it just picks up some of the dust and cleans off that overspray. Good thing about going from yellow to white, a lot of that will blend in. You'll never notice it. But either way, we wanted to get any of the kind of the spider webby effect out of the center here, and just in case. So we're going to go straight into white, and then after that we got to figure out what we're going to do with this graphic, and we are real close to being done. All right, we're going straight into opaque white, right out of the bottle. No additives, no reducers. All right, light coats, people. There's coat 1, and we are well on our way. All right, guys, we got all of our yellow and white fade done. I know I've mentioned in the past about spraying red over some of the whites and yellows, that they will tend to eventually bleed through. Even if they look good today, tomorrow, they might bleed through eventually. I've done it on my Mojave body, and it's sitting right up there. You can barely see the bottom of it. I sprayed pink over the white after. I generally back it with a gray color, not chrome, but a gray. And then you can put color over it, and the color doesn't show through. But eventually, it tends to bleed back. That one, I backed it with gray, and then I backed it with a UVLS clear as a bleed checker. So before we spray the gray on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put some 4051 because I have some. This is a matte clear. I don't think it matters if you use the matte or gloss. This is just like a barrier coat to help seal in that so the colors don't penetrate it, because the dyes in the red's pretty strong, and I think that's what it is. Any of the oranges and reds and pinks, it's all in the red family. I might be mistaken, but just from experience, reds will tend to turn this yellow, orange, and fade after the fact. So I'm going to quit talking about it and do it. We're going to put a coat of 4051 over it. Then I'm going to back it with gray, because this stripe's going to be red, our logo's red, and we got to protect all that. And there you have your shiny finish on the inside. That will dry up, turn matte. Then I'm going to go ahead and spray my gray over it. And then once we come back, we'll have all this graphic pulled out and we'll start spraying that red. All right, we got all of our graphic pulled out. We got everything back with gray. Well, we got the 51 clear and then the gray. I went ahead and sprayed the drop shadow on the Kyosho logo on the hood. It's just black. Nothing to see there. The letters are going to be white. And we're going to do the logo, or the graphic and the logo, in fast orange and fast red. We're not going to use neons on this. It's been a while since I hadn't used a fluorescent color on the body. But I'm going to do just a slight fade of red around the edges. Maybe fade the logo on the hood from top to bottom with red, and then come back with orange. And then we'll back that with white. And then it's reveal time. All right, there's one coat. We just went around the edges of the graphic. Like I said, we split the hood logo in half. I'm going to let that dry. We'll come back and put just another quick little coat on there, and then we'll go straight into orange. All right, we got all of our red on there. It's pretty much a red stripe. We're leaving that last coat wet so the orange and the red will blend together. This original logo, if you recognize that, was all red. So we're doing it just to tie in with the graphic. We're going to do the fade on it. And once we got that done, we got to back it up. And I keep forgetting we got to paint this stripe. We're going to paint this stripe with our big bottle of blue, which is just a similar to what color the tape is. And I think that'll finish it up pretty nice. So let's get the orange on there and get this thing wrapped up. All right, guys, we got all the orange on there. We just got to back that up with white, and while we're at it, we're going to pull out the Kyosho. That's going to be white. Once we got that done, we're going to paint these stripes. May not film that, it's just blue. It's our big bottle of blue that's featured in a lot of videos. This is just blue and white mixed together, and I used a lot of it, so we got a lot of it. All right, guys, we got everything on there. We got this pulled out, ready to spray the blue, and I think it's Changeo Planzo again. Now that I see it with the light shining through it, I can see it as silver, and I think it would pop a little bit more and be a little brighter. You got to keep in mind this car's got aluminum chassis. It's got aluminum suspension hanging out from underneath it, so anything we can tie in with the silver and the chrome, I think that would help finish off the body versus putting another blue on there. The blue would look good. Kind of picture it, but I think it just washes out in the blue and the red right here. So we're going to go skip the big bottle of blue and go straight into the Wicked Aluminum. It's a really high metallic silver. It's what we used in our mix with our backing color on the candy. So a couple of coats of that. We're going to back this thing with gray, and we're going to unveil it. All right, there's one. Let's finish this up, and we'll see you in the studio. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's video, and we got the bug all wrapped up. And now's the time for the most satisfying of painting your RC body, is peeling off this film and revealing all of your hard work. This was a relatively easy paint job, but effective, I think. Film is really on there. And it's really going to pop with this film off. It's got a kind of a really dull coat, so it is coming off in pieces. What's up with that? And kapowie! Check it out. That fade looks pretty good. There's where we wiped off our dust. There's our candy blue backed with blue, with the metallic blue. And I'm very glad I went with silver around these stripes instead of the blue, because that would have been just too many shades of blue, I believe. It would still look good, but I think that's got a lot more pop to it. And what's cool about this, we utilized every color that the car is on box art. The box art is a yellow body with red, blue, and orange stripes. So we pretty much got all the factory colors involved. And we added that little touch of old school Kyosho logo there. And there's our aluminum wing, if you're curious about what the Createx chrome looks like in our chrome running boards. So it looks like almost chrome, but like I said, more like a kind of a raw aluminum look. And I think that looks pretty cool. Alright guys, that's a wrap for today's video. I appreciate you hanging out with me painting another body. I know we haven't painted the primal body yet, but I'm definitely working on it. There won't be another paint video until that body's done. But anyways, I appreciate you hanging out. I think it turned out really cool. Kind of a play off of what we had on our body. This car here's been around for a good, well, the body itself has been on here for about 10 years. That's the car that's been to the beach for like 20 years. So check out some of those videos if you hadn't seen them yet. And yeah, we got quite a few stickers. I'm going to leave them off and let Brian pick and choose what he wants on his car. I want to thank him personally because he has been printing our stuff, and this is our kind of our token of our appreciation. We'll paint some bodies for him, no charge. Like I said, I don't take orders for bodies anymore. I just kind of do what I can and what I want to do when I have time. So returning a favor to Brian. Hope you like it. We got one more to go for you. And speaking of stickers, check them out. We got these. We got these in green, pink, shirts, hoodies. Check out the link below for that. And until next time, we'll see you then. Thanks.